When it comes to SUVs, small is big. There's been an influx of new models and sales are booming. None more than this one. Meet the Mazda CX-3, the smallest SUV in the Mazda stables. Underneath, it's based on a Mazda 2 city car, but it sits higher and has a unique off-roady looking body. It's available with diesel or petrol engines, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, auto, manual, and 4 different trim levels. So the prices stretch from about 20 grand to almost double that. So it is an expansive model range. It's also well equipped. The one I'm in is the S Touring, which sits above the base model Neo and mid-level Max, but below the top shelf Akari, and it's about 30 grand. For that you get rain-sensing wipers, sat-nav, some fake leather trim and a reversing camera. And it looks the business. It's got a pretty cool SUV shape, 18-inch wheels. Inside you got some carbon fibre inspired trim and a generally pleasing and upmarket interior. So it's easy to see why it's popular. That's also a bit of a problem. You see, the small SUVs stumble straight over the top of many small cars in terms of price. Little wonder that sales of those have dropped since the arrival of these new models. Even Mazda's seen interest in its own small car, the 3, drop off a little bit since the introduction of the CX-3, and that's partly because of the success of this car, which sits right next to it in the dealership and is pretty similarly priced. But that's the way the market's going. Consumers are demanding more choice and they're demanding more SUVs. In many ways, it's easy to see why. As well as the look, they have the functionality that many people want, and they're about the right size for driving around town. Although these small ones are pretty small. Not in the front, they've got plenty of room up here, but in the back it's pretty tight. So they're more for singles and couples rather than families searching for more space. And you can forget going off-road, that's not what the CX-3 is about. Sure, you can get a 4-wheel drive model, but it's more about going to the snow than going bush. So what's it like to drive? Well, just like a car, almost. You do notice it's sitting up a bit higher, so when you hook into a corner a little bit harder, it can lean a tiny bit more, but it's pretty well controlled. Mazda's put a slightly firmer suspension tune in to try and counter that. So through the bends, it's really confident and fun. Plus, unlike many rivals that have put smaller engines in their SUVs, Mazda's gone for something a bit more sizable. It's the same 2-litre engine from the Mazda 3 small car, so plenty of punch and all the flexibility you need around the suburbs, particularly in such a lightweight car. But it can get fairly vocal, particularly if you want to tap into that full 109 kilowatts. See what I mean? Still, there is heaps to like with the CX-3. It's compact and fun, and perhaps more importantly, it's really well priced and looks the business. So, something of a game changer then.